In my work with substance abuse and the clients that I see for that, one of the phrases that I often hear is, I want to do this the right way. Early in my career, I took that as just a face value phrase or statement that people said when they came in. Because what I heard as a clinician was motivation. I heard accountability, and I heard readiness. Now after years working in outpatient, working with drug court, working at a methadone clinic, doing IOP groups, working with people for relapse prevention and doing groups for those, I hear something different when people say that. What I hear is a fear of exposure. I hear a fear of collapse. I hear someone trying to control the gravity of the entirety of their life, the gravity of the situation that they've put themselves in. I've always liked space for this reason, and that's why I choose this for the background of my videos. Once you're outside of Earth's atmosphere, the rules change. Movement doesn't happen the way we expect it to. You don't push once and just stop. Momentum carries you, or you just drift, or you just get pulled into an orbit. In substance use treatment, perfectionism is a gravity problem. Clients think they're trying to move forward, but they're actually expending energy to avoid being pulled into shame. It's not about laziness. It's not about oppositional behavior. It's about avoidance that's shaped like compliance. Let me pause here for about 5 seconds. If this already sounds like the kind of clients that you work with or something that you're dealing with, and not just some textbook stuff, hit that like button for me so I can, kind of know that you're feeling what I'm talking about here. Let me know that it's useful for you. It tells me that YouTube isn't just some self-help fluff, it's a clinician reality, and it helps me reach other therapists who need the language for what they're already seeing. All right, back to this gravity problem. So, in real clinical work, perfectionism doesn't show up as high standards. It shows up as a hesitation dressed as insight. Clients who say they're not ready to speak in group yet. Clients who want their anxiety under control before attending meetings. Clients who relapse once and disappear because they blew it. I've watched people stay sober intellectually while emotionally orbiting in the same place for months. And why this is the right placement is it comes after credibility is established. It references these lived clinical spaces for people. And that's what we want to guide our clients through. Now, what I want to think about is I've noticed how the most brittle recoveries are ones that I've seen built on this rigid internal world view and world rules. One craving means a failure to people, and sometimes one lapse means an identity collapse. One emotional surge often means this thing isn't working that they're trying, and they'll run and they're gone. And when perfectionism collapses, it doesn't crack, it just completely implodes. And you slow down right here. I've seen clients who were doing everything right relapse harder than clients who were expected to struggle, because shame hits with terminal velocity. It hammers people. Craving doesn't drive most relapse, shame does. And this ideal of perfectionism is shame's favorite launch pad. us as therapists gets pulled into orbit here, um, right in this same thing if we're not cautious. I've noticed it in myself too sometimes. Praising attendance without naming avoidance, praising insight without tracking behavior, praising abstinence without asking what it cost internally. We accidentally can reinforce perfectionism when we reward stability more than risk. And, we want to make that very practical for people. Your clients can attend every single group, say all of the right things, and still never emotionally leave the launch pad. In substance use work, effort without exposure is not recovery. It's preparation that just never ends. And what I mean by that is you can have clients who attend every single session, say all of the things that our books teach us, participate well with you, chat well with you, learn all of the coping skills, go to all of the groups. I've seen this happen hundreds of times in my career. And then as soon as they're back in the same environment, as soon as they are exposed to the substances and the things that led them down the path of devastation in the past, it hits them hard and they're not ready. Um, when a client tells me they want to do recovery the right way, I don't argue, I don't confront, and I don't challenge them. I simply try to redirect them. I try to offer the line, I'm less interested in you doing this the right way and more interested in keeping you comfortably uncomfortable. I want to challenge them gently. I want to get them to think about how they're going to deal with family members who might still use, how they're going to deal when they go to the gas station and see liquor sitting on the counter. I want to know how they are mentally preparing themselves for when they have to do it. It's about keeping them interested in learning these skills and practicing them while they're not so uncomfortable they run. I try to frame recovery as a nervous system training. We talk about neurotransmitters, we talk about dopamine, we talk about serotonin, we talk about cortisol and norepinephrine. We talk about all of those things and we form that alliance together so that we can go on that journey together. It's not about a moral performance. If we focus on that moral performance, we're going to get stuck there. We don't need to learn to navigate space by standing on Earth memorizing equations. You learn by entering orbit and correcting course in real time. In my experience, durable recovery is not built by people who avoid every single mistake. It's built by people who survive. It's built by people who survive in such a manner that it's not turning them into an identity. Recovery doesn't need to be their entire identity. Yeah, that worked for some people for a while, but life needs to be their identity. We need to find them positive things in their life: a job, a career, a vehicle, a house, their family. You know, Speaking therapist to therapist here, if you're seeing this pattern in your caseload, you're not missing something. You're seeing something real and it's worth naming. If this resonates with you, please leave me a comment or, share this with people who might be facing the same challenges. As therapists, we want to grow and help other therapists grow. Um, so if it resonates with you, leave a comment about how it shows up in your work. Tell me what you're seeing with perfectionism. That's where the next breakdown comes from, how we process it and how we help people. Um, I really enjoy doing these videos. I hope they're helping you. If they are helping you, let me know down below how they do. Let me know what topics you'd like me to talk about next. I enjoy talking about all of these things, and I wish everyone has good mental health going into next week. And if you need me, I'll be available.